So today I am on my way to Dundas, Minnesota, and from Red Wing I have to drive through Cannon Falls and then Northfield. So right now we're in Northfield, and the wife is in the yarn shop. So it's like two birds with one stone. Remember what I say? Happy wife, happy life. So as soon as she gets out of the yarn shop, we're gonna head to Dundas. So this is Dundas, and that is Hester Street over there, and Railroad Avenue. So that's the intersection, and we're looking for the northwest corner, I think. And that would be probably over where that building is, that white building, but maybe a little bit beyond it, and I'll show you one of the maps. So you know, most of the time when I'm out looking at old railroad beds, I'm out in the woods someplace, and she's saying, "Tony, you better watch out for rattlesnakes." Well, today it's poison ivy. Check that out, this whole strip over here. So you probably won't see me walking into the poison ivy. But this would be the Cannon River right here. So I'm going to start on the back side of this kiosk, only because, you know, our railroads follow the rivers a lot of times. And they've got this flour and grist mill of the Cannon Valley. So here's Red Wing, Vesa, Welch, Cannon Falls, and by the way, there are some ruins in Cannon Falls of a grist mill too. So kind of cool. There's Stanton. Here's Northfield, and here's where we are in Dundas. And looking at this map, I'm not sure. I don't see anything that mentions what's a road and what's railroad track. So here it talks about some of the mills. Here's Dundas here. I don't know, do you guys see a railroad in here anywhere? This could go back before the railroad, hey? Yeah, because it would have been along the river here. All cool history, but here's what I want to show you. Here's this map. Here we go. So here's that Hester Avenue that I showed you, and this is Railroad Street, and here's our railroad coming through here right next to the street. So I'll put up a map of today also so you can see where we're at. This is a plat map of 1900. So now I'm looking at this photo and I see this building behind it coming down and coming across, and that's kind of the look of that one. So do you know what's cool when you're looking at this? There's no graffiti. Yeah, it's respected very well here. Unlike the Ramsey mill in Hastings that's got so much graffiti on it, it's totally ruined. This is really cool. And you know, the railroad serviced this. I know I'm sidetracked with this history, but This is so cool. Remember just a little while ago I was down at the seminary in Wazioja. Same kind of history. Old. So that's the east side, and that's an island there. So there was a mill on that island out there. Just across where this one was. We can get just a little peek through this window. Looks like there was a couple of levels in there. So there's the mill. And I'm not sure what this building was, but we'll have to look at this one. This one goes back. It's a stone building. So this one's got some kind of an addition on this end. So this is right about where our main line came through Dundas. Right in this area. And then there were some spurs and a siding that went down by this mill. Right in here, this would be heading south with our railroad. And now we're back to these buildings. So as per that map I showed you, that plat plan at the kiosk, this is our railroad, and there's some buildings here. Now there's this one. My question is, could that side of the wall be stone under that siding, or was it these two buildings that's in that photo and one of them had a stone wall? That's the question. But I'm going to take this picture from here and line it up with an old one. And remember, see that white building down there? That's about where that depot was located. So I'm going to just get placed here. Give me a second. Okay, I'm just going to call this good. I could be a little closer depending on which buildings is which in this photo. I'm thinking it was more taken like from here. So I don't know how old this building is, but check out those eaves, will ya? The eaves alone tell you that that's an old building. And this siding, that's not original wood siding. So I'm thinking that this wall was covered, but I don't know if it was brick or stone. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. Check out the block glass. That's got to be like 1930s. I'll bet that goes back to the 1920s. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So Diane walked around the corner. Look at all these names etched into this concrete wall.
This 1974.
It goes quite a far back with all these names.
Yeah.
Is this cool or what?
There's Ezekiel.
83. Pretty cool stuff, hey? Okay, Diane found one. That's 58. So I'm kind of leaning like right here. If you split that lower section of roof there, or eave, that section with the 3 windows in it, that could be that building that was in the photo and with the stone wall. I'm just guessing, of course, but That would be my guess. And then let's see where the depot is. Okay, this Martha's Eats and Treats. Look at this. That was an old building at one time. Check out that stone wall on that one. This is a pretty long stone building at one time. Okay, I'm looking south now on Railroad Avenue, and this is Railroad Street North and Hester Street West. So there's our ruins over there. And I'm going to say probably right in this area here is where the railroad came through. And this would be right where the depot was sitting, right here. Right about where Diane is. She's probably walking right through the depot right now. That's right. Then there's a couple of buildings here, so I'm thinking railroad would have snuck through here. And I was told that that is one of the depots that was here, and it was moved and remodeled, that building that you see right there, but I'm not sure. I have to do some more homework on that one. So I'm not sure what this building was, but you can see kind of like a loading dock on it over here, and railroad going through here. Okay, so there's the railroad back there, and I might call this guy and see if he knows if this is a depot or not, because this is the building I was told was a depot. And yep, yeah, that it was moved here. And this naturally serviced something. There must have been a little spur or siding off this end where they loaded and unloaded things into a train at one time. Because this would have definitely been the railroad through here. But yeah, I don't know now. She's getting good at this. What do you see?
Is this an old tie?
I don't know if that's an old tie, but what do you see in the ground over there?
Over where?
Right over here.
Rails?
Yeah, rails. That's your railroad right there. That's it. So this would have been a spur. See where it's at? Come in reference to the platform. Yeah. So we're coming from that way, and state trail sign. So we're going to see if we can find anything. I'm not going to go any further, but this has to be the rail bed in here. And it falls off on this side, and like I say, just beyond the trees there is where the other railroad is today. Here's that could very well be a railroad tie right there. Yep. You start seeing them, you know you're in the right. So I gave my sweetheart a workout today. So this is like a trail off the trail. And it brought us down here to the Cannon River. No, I'm sorry we didn't have a picnic lunch with us. Pretty cool place to rest up before you start over again and head out. Yeah. So we're on our way back to the car. I think we're going to go get something to eat, or at least something to drink.
Yeah, gotta wet our whistle.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with us today. We looked at a little bit of history. We visited Northfield. We saw her buying yarn. Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty good at buying yarn. Yeah, like I am with my railroad stuff. So yeah, it all comes out in the wash, right? Yep. So we're heading back to the car. We took Peppy today. And I want to say God bless you all for coming on this journey with us. I love having you with us. And I'll catch you on my next one. And that probably will be up in St. Paul for the 100th birthday of Union Station. So I hope I see some of you up there. Probably a great time. I'm planning on going up there on Saturday, around 10 o'clock or so, 11. So I hope I see